The devil who was operating in people like Idi Amin.
En chatan maono tiu kidano chala min gini.
Amin made many mistakes.
Aminu timbala Paul.
First of all, he imposed himself on us as a leader.
Me achel uridete tek ni bedla tela wakuno wano degi.
I was in the president's office that time.
Karenu no anati office pala dir lobo.
As a research assistant.
Ano no an la konko la kwed.
And Amin used to come and we would talk there outside the office.
Aminu no wera kenyo bino chungwa ho chiwa winyu loke bene.
When he would be coming from meeting your body.
Ono bino no a karwate ki president Bore.
And we were busy with serious programs. We had, of course, had differences with Obote, but this was now, we were trying to manage those differences.
Wano no watiga teacher Paul, karibedu no kinemukene tamo perwate ki Obore, ento no watiga tote meneno ni olo winyo betie kinwa.
We were busy with East African integration.
No wamiro lobome Africa matung kunyao guripe.
And busy with the liberation of the whole of Africa. Because remember that time, many of these countries were still under colonial rule.
Ono bene watiga tute ni loja chonya pamuni utara a oki Africa. Wiumiro poni kar eno no polo of Africa furu no gite loj pamuni.
Mozambique, Angola, Zimbabwe, South Africa, all were still under white minority rule.
En lobo eguni weng magi kwano gini ono mune futika telogi.
And we were busy with all that.
Lok eguni aye ono wano jing ye komwa.
And as youth, we were trying to move people like Obote, like Kenyatta, like Mwalimu Nyerere, like Kaunda, to move on those fronts, liberation and integration.
Don wan machalo buli kar enone. No watika deo lutela magu tegi nyimwa chalo Bore, Kenneth Kaunda, Nyerere gi wek bene wo ripching wek lobome Africa wen onong lodge ken.
Then on a Monday 25th, when we were going to work, oh, we want to go to work, there is some problem.
Doin in the period beach me do ma chel ene mwa pierre beer we chelle. No atika yope me cher katich chiki waini permoni tie pay chetatich.
I was staying in Chireka, the housing justice there.
Ano no aberi kireka ono ori mogoma paati kunu.
So we sat in the houses, and then at around 3 they announced that Amin had become president of Uganda.
Don wano no wati kenyu ene kireka cha bungwen mo tieno wando winyu lok ni Amina e don tila tela manyen me Uganda.
So I got in a car and went, we called our group of student leaders.
Donyi mutaha agoro luwara maono wan lutien kwan kachel kwetki.
And went to Bugorobi.
Chiwa chero Bugolobi.
In the house of Yona Kanyomozi.
I Bugolobi wachere ganga Yona Kanyomozi.
And we said we are not going to accept Amin.
Wamoko tamwala wachel ni kari ningo. Pewa biye ni Amina ye la tela wa.
You Museveni, you go. And we start the resistance against Amin.
Dong an kachoke wani uchwala ni andong miratel wi joma bicha ho jemo
so the following day, the 26th of January, I went to the bank, got money, and we left with 4 others on the 27th to enter Tanzania.
Oruone chot nendo piriwa bichel acheri bank agamu chende moma nok nendo piriwa biro atugi donyo ho Tanzania chot.
Not chente manok, I had chente madi.
La diro wachini agamu chende madit.
So Amin never ruled me. He ruled me only for a few hours of 25 and the whole of 26. That was the end. I was never ruled by Idi Amin.
Do Amit wun ma gor kanyo niango ni anger Amin po bedula tela na. Kau bedula tela ju tela wia ni kar mo mano nok chaw mano nok ni no piriwa bich kidong ni no piriwa bichel.
So the first mistake of Amin is to impose himself on us. Who was Idi Amin to impose himself on us? And the leaders should not impose themselves on the people. Both the Bible and the political strategy guides that persuading people is better than imposing yourself on them.
Bible waki penchek ben weng kikita wan ko ben junru ni pe mieri rida ni telo luak ento mieri lok tamgi kunai loko kwet gi mot.
In the Bible, it says, "Let your light so shine before men that they see your good deeds and praise your Father who is in heaven."
Bible waju kamaling ni kita ini kwa kwere ene mier wek dano nen be kiri yen enuni ena ye wek luak before what la chwet piri.
Influence people, persuade people by doing good things which they see and appreciate.
Lok tampa luak ke teach ma be wek down for teach ma megi.
So all these leaders, even now, the ones who try to manipulate, to intimidate, you are really like Amins.
Do amiro cheko wun dano o weng ma wunu ni wun lutela ma dio dana dia o kwalo kui o ronyo dano wun weng kidwu roma ke kiramin.
Here, I have got good testimony here. In many elections, northern Uganda was not voting for us. I think at one time we were getting 12%. In 2011, it went up a bit. It was much better that time. But NRM continued working for northern Uganda, whether they voted for us or they didn't vote for us.
And one machalo NRM pewadi waberu nyap wamede ke teach pilwak me komalme Uganda karibedu no pegi boli wakui
match tie
winyo eno electricity.
So we brought electricity all the way from Lira up to here.
Wakubu match me wakilira o wakany kama wano tiye.
Because when the NRM electricity was ending in Lira,
karma wano bini lodge o no match electricity get ko Lira.
Whether the people voted for us or they didn't, no, you take the electricity.
Wano wache kari kiboli wakui unyope kiboli wakui wangua wabetero match.
Schools,
Gangkwan,
health centers,
Otyat,
water.
P.
That's how we were able to eliminate guinea worm here in northern Uganda, because it was coming through water from swamps.
Mena ye kito we walwenyo kwere kum tuo cho enu piano no tuo ni ake kum piman maberi togoni.
Yo maber.
Good roads
like this one here.
Chairman and mawunu wore yeme binu kanye.
So after some time,
la chen
the Wanyankole say exetekechirwe emboka hungomkaru. I have told you that imagery where somebody threw dried meat at a dog and the dog ran away thinking that it is a stone. But later on it discovered to no, it's not a stone, it is a meat.
Donc kita wanu beda tero kwere jami kari bedu no pegi boli wa kui en wanu beda tim jema bejo menu pore ki charo lok matie bot banyankode ni la cho mo yamo bayo riu tuo bot gwok gwoko yuayo ngweju no tami gwok la gweng kadong la chendo po ni karo ne tiga riu.
So after many years, people in the north said, Yoweri Museveni maber.
Inge mwaka mapol jome kumalo Uganda me Uganda dongu pola chen ni kara Yoweri Museveni dano maber.
NRM maber.
Gupola chen ne NRM kara be.
Apoyo Rock me northern Uganda for Queer maber this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you Northern Uganda for the overwhelming support in the last election.
And this was through persuasion, not through imposition.
Mano time pien wanu beru kalok kilwak mem kumalu me Uganda mot ento pewa deo luakadia.
So this was the mistake, mistake number one of Idi Amin.
Rideni en la tela paluak la bon tuer paluak ena yoberu balpa min na machel.
The second mistake is to use killing.
Pero pa min Mario ena ye nek.
We have fought many wars, as you know.
Walwenyu mapol kita wunu ngeyu kwere.
But we despise killing of people, assassinations.
Ento wano chayo negalany.
If we want to fight, we fight. We fight, and if we kill or we are killed, it is in battle, not killing people.
Kawa mogo tamo me lwen, chiwa lwenya, no lwenye kome. I dog lwen, mano in ngan mawa lwenye kumini, in benetika lwen kwedwa. Ento pewa nego negalany.
I have told you some time ago, I have mentioned that one time some of our fighters wanted to assassinate Oito Jok in Nairo Mansion.
Yamchon anabi wachuni lulwen mogo mabotwa onogo yogo lok meneko Oyiro Jok in Nairo Mansion makumberi donkilwoni serena ni.
Because they were saying, they were even calling it Operation Chichwa. Operation Chichwa.
Onogilwoni Operation Tedowich.
That if you kill Oito Jok, you will have beheaded UPC.
O ni kai nego Oyiro Jok noi ingolo ngut UPC yo.
I rejected it.
Akwero la juaj yupenuni.
I cannot find a man in his home and kill him and I say I'm a fighter.
Anpa romo lipe mod meno ngari mo gire ode cha tugi nego neo cha wachi ni anla lwen. Nek makumeno nyimo ine pere.
I think I was assisted also by Christianity, but maybe also by tradition.
Atamu ni ye na machala Kristayo bene okonya ento bene tekwar wa bene pe ye la kodineka noni.
Banyankore regard separate attack as cowardice.
Wan Nyankole Lokman me lipu la wera libani kai temo no waneni ni inin la luoro.
Even when you are going to fight somebody and you approach him and he's looking the other way.
Kai o bod ngari mo mai mero lweni kome ma eno loko wiero.
Without seeing you.
Kapo neni.
You don't throw the spear.
Pei bayo tongi kome.
You first clear your throat.
Oloke yo odwani manok kito winyo ni. Wego loke.
And he turns.
Kado loke.
And you say, I've come to cut your mother something. You insult him.
Chide bino de wache lep maraj kumeno ni en abino don ka kemeke komeni ni.
And you start fighting.
Chidong luen chake. No ka yero wek en beno don kiniga.
And if he doesn't have a stick, you throw him one.
Kachi enono. Karu do mo tika ngerkenyi bane wek en beno luen chichi enono.
But killing people like this one here.
Nek kita gineko kwere Janani Luwum enini.
Cowardice.
Meno la luora yetemo.
Even if you are fighting for a just cause.
Kari ginetika luen pira ni.
Which I mean was not.
kuna minu no lapile mope tien lok melwenye ni no pere.
You must have just aims, but also clean methods of struggle, including fighting.
Miere bed ki tien lwen, bedok kite lwen kwere, miere bed mano nyuruni in la tek twin.
But I'm glad we avenged the death of all these people.
Ia yom ni wacholo ko pa Janani Luwum ge ki jomo kene weng ma minu nerogi yo me alai.
Not only Luwum, Benichiwanuka, all those people who have been killed by those criminals.
Wacholo ko pa Janani Luwum, Benedicto Kiwanuka ki jomo kene weng ma ki nerogi kita ki nero ko Janani Luwum.
They thought they would succeed, but I'm glad we took part in making sure that they failed.
Lunero no gutamoni give chobu mirigi.
So we are now here celebrating his sacrifice.
Tindong wano tika kwero diere pa Janani Luwum.
And as you heard, the plans are underway to build a nice center here to commemorate his contribution, but also develop this area.
Winyu ki itwu yop mabejo matie pe don kaberuman chalo kaberumeni po pe diere pa Janani Luwum.
And as you heard the minister telling you, they are doing their master plan. Once it is ready, they will tell us the cost, and we start. We start in any way possible.
Winyu lok pa minister ma ethics. Jami weng meno kwano kore ke kore. Teka dong wano no chena di me mete. Wano bichako tichot.
But of course you know we shall do it, because we have done Namugongo for the Catholics, we have done Namugongo for the Protestants, we have done Munyonyo, we always can't fail, we shall manage.
Yopo kaberuman po beloywa pien wunungeyo ni dong watimu Namugongo. Pi Katoli watimu Namugongo, pi Protanti watimu in Munyonyo bene man miro bedla nyut ma jiyo chwinyu ni wabe chako ticheni dok wabe chobo.
I'm surprised to hear that there are still cattle rustling in East Acholi.
Awinyu ki umada ni ojong futika yelo Acholi makunyao.